Having the right tools makes all the difference on a painting project. Here are my essentials. First, if there are holes that need to be filled in the walls, I use a spackling compound. I like to use a spackling and primer in one. I fill the hole and I pull it tight with a putty knife. And if it's not pulled tight by the time it's dry, I just use a little bit of sandpaper to make sure it's flush with the wall surface. Next, if I have some switch plates that need to be removed, I just use a flat screwdriver, remove all of the outlet covers, and then I cover up any of the outlets with 2-inch tape. You're definitely going to need painter's tape for your project. So blue tape is the go-to painter's tape. But if you need a really crisp line, you may want to get the green tape or tape with a green core. This has an adhesive in it. The paint goes on the tape, it releases an adhesive, sealing the tape down and giving you a very crisp line when you pull your tape. If you have a delicate surface, get a yellow tape. This is great for wallpaper or if you have fresh paint that's not fully cured, maybe just 24 hours old. This is also a delicate tape. It's got an orange core. When I'm taping off a room, the tool I can't live without is my tape gun. It's about $20 and it's the best investment you can make for your project. You can purchase 6-inch paper and 1-inch tape and you will get a super nifty combined tape and paper that's going to cover your baseboards and protect your ceiling from any of the paint roller marks. Once your prep is done, you're going to go to your paint can and you need an opener and you need a stir stick. It's really important to stir your paint regardless of if it looks separated or not, because the resin sinks to the bottom and all the sheen is at the bottom. So in order to have an even sheen in your room, be sure to stir up your paint each time you pour it off. If you have a large project of 1 gallon or more, you would want to use a 5-gallon bucket with a cage. If you just have a small project of 1 gallon or less, I would use a pan. I like to line my pans with an adhesive plastic wrap. It makes it really easy for cleanup. I like to line another pan to hold my brush and any other tools I might have while I'm working. After you pour off your paint, you want to clean the rim so that the paint is not stuck in the rim, which will make it a lot easier to open the next time that you need to use it, and it will also keep the paint more fresh. Once you've poured your paint, now you're ready to roll. So you need a roller. You want to get the best roller that you can afford. The higher quality roller, the thicker the gauge of the metal in the roller. The less it flexes, the more coverage you're going to get on the wall. Once you have your roller frame picked out, you need to pick out the correct roller cover. There are different nap lengths depending on the texture of the wall. If you have really smooth walls, you'll just need a low nap roller that's not very thick. Medium, you'll get medium, and if you have really heavy texture, you'll want a really fluffy one to get into all the nooks and crannies. When you're ready to go, you also want an extension pole. The extension pole is great because then you don't have to get on the ladder unless you're cutting in the ceiling. So you just twist it on. This one telescopes, so if you have really tall ceilings, you can get up really high. And again, good quality on this is less flex, so you'll be able to get a lot more coverage for each roll on the frame. Other things I like to have on hand, I always have an angled brush. I use this for cutting in. I like a soft one. It makes it a lot easier. And I like to have a short, firm, flat brush for touching up when the job is done, if I need to clean up any edges. Once you're all done rolling your room, it's time for cleanup, so you'll probably need some rags. If you find that you have any paint that got onto a surface, you can use a little bit of rubbing alcohol with a little t-shirt cloth, should come right off. And when you put all your paint back, you just want to close your lid with a rubber mallet. I like to use a rubber mallet instead of a hammer because it keeps the rim from getting crushed, so it'll be a lot easier to open the next time I use the paint.